Welcome to the BDI Empowers podcast, where experts simplify disability benefits so you don't waste years figuring them out. Now, get empowered.
Welcome back to the BDI Empowers podcast, where we break down complex benefits rules into clear, practical information for people with disabilities and the families and caregivers who support them. I'm Venetia Clark, a community work incentives counselor with the Benefits Navigation WIPA program here at Bobby Dodd Institute. I've spent more than a decade helping people understand Social Security benefits, return to work safely, and more recently, navigate what happens when things don't go exactly as planned. And today, we're talking about one of the most stressful situations a Social Security beneficiary can face, an SSI overpayment. If you've ever opened a letter from Social Security and felt your stomach drop, please know this right away. You are not alone. Overpayments are common, they're often not your fault, and there are options. In this episode, we'll walk through what an SSI overpayment actually is, why overpayments happen so often, what to do immediately if you get a notice, the best ways to challenge, reduce, or resolve an overpayment in 2026, and how working with a benefits counselor can make all the difference. By the end of this episode, my goal is for you to feel informed, empowered, and less afraid of the process. What is an SSI overpayment? Let's start with the basics. An SSI overpayment happens when the Social Security Administration determines that you were paid more SSI than you were eligible to receive for one or more months. That overpaid amount becomes a debt, and Social Security will ask for it to be repaid unless you take action. Overpayments can happen with both SSI and SSDI, but they are especially common with SSI because SSI is calculated month by month based on income, resources, and living arrangements. The important thing to remember is this. Most overpayments happen because of system delays, reporting timing issues, or rule complexity, not because someone did something wrong on purpose. So why does this happen so often? One reason is earned income. If you work and receive SSI, your SSI payment can change every single month, depending on how much you earn. Even small changes in pay can affect your benefit amount. Overpayments can also happen when earnings are reported but not processed in time. Resources temporarily go over the $2,000 limit. Someone receives a bonus back pay or lump sum. Benefits overlap when moving from SSI to SSDI, or Social Security applies the rules incorrectly. Sometimes people do everything right, and Social Security still gets it wrong. That's why the first rule of overpayment is this: don't panic and don't ignore it. If you receive an overpayment letter, here's what to do first. Step 1, read the notice carefully. It should tell you the amount, the months involved, and why Social Security believes you were overpaid. Step 2, get help right away. This is the moment to contact a benefits counselor, especially a WIPA counselor, who can review the situation with you and help determine the best response. Step 3, do not assume the overpayment is correct. Many overpayments can be reduced or eliminated entirely once work incentives, subsidies, or reporting history are reviewed. There are several ways to handle an overpayment, and the right option depends on your situation. Option 1, request a reconsideration. A request for reconsideration is an appeal. You're telling Social Security, I don't agree with this overpayment or the amount. This must usually be filed within 60 days of the notice. When filed, Social Security should stop collection while the appeal is under review. This is often the first step we recommend. Option 2, request a waiver. A waiver of overpayment is used when the overpayment was not your fault and you cannot afford to repay it. There is no time limit to request a waiver, and Social Security must consider your financial situation before denying one. In some cases, especially for smaller overpayments, an administrative waiver may apply. Option 3, request a lower repayment amount. If Social Security is already withholding money and it's too much, you can request a reduction in the recovery rate. For many people, even a small reduction can make a big difference in monthly stability. Option 4, request the write-off of old debt. In certain situations, an older overpayment debt may be eligible for write-off, especially if benefits have stopped and the debt is delinquent. Important rule changes to know in 2026. Overpayment rules change, and that's one reason annual check-ins with a benefits counselor are so important. One key update involves collection rates for SSDI overpayments. After several changes, Social Security now generally caps withholding at 50% of the benefit amount, but individuals can still request a lower rate if needed. The takeaway: never assume the rules are the same as last year. The best way to handle an overpayment is to prevent the next one. That includes reporting earnings every month, keeping pay stubs and records, understanding work incentives like IRWs and subsidies, using tools like My Social Security, but double checking accuracy, and staying in touch with a WIPA counselor regularly. Let's address some questions families ask. What if I get an overpayment letter, but nothing shows online? That happens more often than you'd expect. Paper notices and online accounts don't always match. The letter should always be taken seriously and verified with help. Will Social Security take my entire check? Not automatically. Collection can often be paused, reduced, or stopped, while appeals or waivers are pending. Is it too late to fix an old overpayment? Not always. Even older cases can sometimes be reopened, corrected, or reduced. Do I really need a benefits counselor? Yes. Especially if you're working. Overpayments are complex, and having someone who understands the rules can protect your income and benefits. Let's wrap up the most important points. SSI overpayments are common, they are fixable. You have the right to question an overpayment, request a waiver, and ask for affordable repayment options. You do not have to face this alone. With the right information, the right support, and timely action, an overpayment does not have to derail your financial stability. If you or someone you care for has received an overpayment notice, or if you want to help preventing one, support is available through Bobby Dodd Institute's Benefits Navigation and WIPA programs. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thank you for being a part of the BDI Empowers podcast, where knowledge is truly power.
This was BDI Empowers, your guide to independent living. Join us again next month to learn more about simplifying disability benefits.